this empire mentality. This mentality that even if something is bad is happening around the world, well, then we must go and stop it. And you're like, you know, I heard people talking about this with the protests going on in Iran right now. We have to support these people who want freedom. And you're like, dude, this country was just locked down for like a year and a half. We were in lockdowns. Maybe we're not in the position to start exporting freedom around the world. Why don't we like start at home? Let's try to make this a free country. Let's work toward that. And, you know, paradoxically, every time we go to expand freedom around the world, we get less and less freedom here. And then we don't end up giving any freedom there. You know, it's like, we got to go bring freedom.
Have we ever brought freedom anywhere where it's like super successful?
I mean, you could argue that like in post-World War II, Japan and Germany, but by the way, that also came with the price tag of slaughtering their civilian population. You know, like it's not as if that just went easy. But, you know, then if you look at the war on terrorism, I mean, we went to spread freedom to the Middle East, but that comes with the price tag of the Patriot Act and the Department of Homeland Security and, you know, all of this stuff. And then, by the way, we didn't bring any freedom there either. So,
and I think,
whoopsie.
Stopping it there, and welcome to Mika Reaction Reviews, where we react to things of the internet. Same day, same shirt, different video. And before we get into my commentary, welcome. If you're seeing this video, then I am back on YouTube after a 2-week ban. YouTube gave your girl a dose strike for literally reacting to a 1-minute political campaign. I'll put it on my Rumble. You can go see for yourself why YouTube is threatening my fucking livelihood. But anyway, for the next month or so, I'm going to be keeping the topics light, still appropriate for this channel, but staying away from, you know, these sticky topics that the YouTube lords do not like you speaking about, just for like the next month or so until one of my strikes finally disappear or expire. But in today's video, we're gonna be reacting to Joe Rogan, and I forget this young man's name, but his name will be in the title and in the description of this video, or at least in the title. So this is about America policing the world, or being the world's police. This has been a topic of conversation, I think, like since America has been going to war with other countries for various reasons, but one of them has always been sort of liberation and freedom, and if it's our job to help other countries do that, right? And I'm somewhere in the gray, in the middle here. I do agree that America does not have to be and should not be the world's police. A matter of fact, I do think that a lot of times when America sticks their nose in other people's business, we make it 10 times worse. NATO, just saying, right? Didn't we just pull out of like an over 20-year stint in the Middle East? And we left and everything crumbled because we weren't doing shit in the first place, but making more money for politicians and the weapons industry. And even when it came to the whole Germany situation, America was also problematic in that little area. So if America and our military and our politicians were actually like, I don't know, doing what they said they were going over there to do, you know, like weapons of mass destruction that never existed, then maybe it would make sense. But it just seems like it makes things worse. They don't actually complete the objective they wanted to complete, but for somehow people become richer from it. So there's a part of me that, like he spoke about the situation that's going on in Iran, which I applaud those women. I hope they get what they want out of their protest. I want to make a video about it, but I don't know how the YouTube gods are going to react to it. And again, I'm on thin ice. But is it our job to stick our noses in it? I don't know. Like, I feel like it's nice to be the big, you know, the big brother of the world and like help the little guys out. But when we, like you said, we just came out of a 2-year lockdown, America is suffering, Americans are suffering, we're dealing with our own mass immigration over the borders in America, in that country. We have inflation, we have the collapse of the economy, we have gas prices, we have food shortages, right? We have people worrying about the education system. There's a lot of issues in this country, and I kind of feel like I'm gonna go along with the Dr. Jordan Peterson theory here is clean your own fucking room before you go meddling in other people's mess, right? Maybe we can do help other countries by just bringing attention and education and I don't know. Like I even the idea when people do tariffs or like stop trading or stop working with other countries until they do what we want them to do. A lot of people says that just ends up hurting the citizens more than the government or the politicians anyway. So I don't really know the answer. I don't think that America should completely turn a blind eye to human tragedies and genocide and ignore it and not our problem. But I don't think it's our job to fix everything. And a lot of progressives and liberals think it is our job to fix the entire planet, including, free education, free healthcare, and free living for everyone in America with open borders. But it's not our job. It's you have to put some accountability and responsibility on the other countries and their leaders as well. No disrespect to military. Look, I have military in my family, and I know the military and other organizations do bring a lot of humanitarian help to other countries, but I'm talking about the military industrial complex as a whole. But anyway, that is just my little say about it. I'm going to shut up now, ranting. We're going to get back into the video. Let me know what you think in the comment section below.
That what we were saying earlier about the way the internet has kind of changed the way people view governments and people view information and people have access. We're more informed, maybe more confused in a lot of ways than ever before. But I think mind reading is the next one.
Maybe.
I think when that happens, we're fucked. We're fucked for a while because there's going to be mad chaos where people try to make sense of people's real thoughts and real intentions and the real mechanisms behind everything that runs the world. All of our money, our government, the mindsets of people that are just trying to acquire money and how insane that is. How insane is just the pursuit of only numbers. That's it. The constant pursuit of numbers and objects.
Well, there's also like, there's this thing where there's like the pursuit of money is almost like I break it up into like two categories where there's a lot of people pursuing money, but a lot of people are pursuing money like private citizens, like in the marketplace, are like, even if they're really trying to pursue money, basically the only way they can get it is like by offering a product to people and see if they want it.
Right.
It's like, if you want this, if you're willing to buy this, then I can make money off of that. But you only buy it if you think like, well, I would like to have that. I value that. And then there are these people who are connected to the government who are basically in rigged games, where they've stacked the deck against regular people, where you essentially have to give them money. You don't have a choice. And so like and those people are just like, that's a win-lose relationship, not like a win-win relationship.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I really think the only hope, like I've said this to you before, but I think the only hope for America is some form of liberty. Some form of libertarianism. Like, we've just gone way too much in the other direction of like the government having way too much power and running everybody's lives. And the only way to save this thing, to cool off the culture war, to stop drowning the next generation in debt and destroying our currency and all of this stuff, is to just there's got to be some form of decentralization, limiting of the power of government, rolling back some of these institutions. And the only way to do that is to get enough people to demand it, and then enough powerful people to support that. Get enough powerful people on board with this, and enough popular support to just be like, okay, there's real will.
The problem
of the
is,
people
once the game is rigged, it's hard to get people to go back to normal.
It is.
I agree. I mean, good luck to the whole, getting enough people to support it and getting enough powerful people with money and actually influence and status to support it. The idea of libertarianism. We've had libertarians run before, and they don't ever get nearly enough support to even make a dent in the political space. I honestly think on both sides of the political coin, libertarianism is a hard pill to swallow, because I think because of tribalism, a lot of people feel like their values should be the thing that's pushed into society the most. That people shouldn't have the freedom to just do whatever they want. There's conservatives who are anti legalizing drugs with regulations, or legalizing prostitution, or having a lot of these alternative lifestyles. So they feel like, no, my values should be the thing that's pushed into society. Fuck libertarianism. Even though libertarianism does lean more conservative than it does liberalism, or it does old school liberalism, but not like the new school progressivism that's very totalitarian and authoritarian right now. So both sides of the coin point want kind of control of the culture war and the culture swings, which is kind of anti-libertarianism. Libertarianism is kind of like, do whatever the fuck you want. Just leave me the fuck alone. Like, just don't tread on me. Get off my back. No harm or danger to me, my property, and my family. Then I'm fine. But a lot of people feel like it's their job to police other people's lives, just like they're talking about right now, policing the world. And I think we should need to get out of that space. We should fight for liberalism, libertarianism, and freedom, and not really fight for my way, my values, my principles should be of the most above everyone else's values and principles and stuff like that. Like, because once the culture war swings the other way, which it will one day, because it always does, then you're just going to be fighting the other side. You're just going to be fighting more extremes of things. But if I had my way, like, libertarian all day, every day. But I also don't think it's just libertarianism that needs to happen. I think first we need to get money out of government, which means we need to get lobbyists out of government, because that's pretty much what controls government is money. We need to get money out of government, aka lobbyists. We also need to have term limits for everyone, not just the fucking president. I don't understand why the president gets term limits and no one else gets term limits. We need to have term limits, and the Senate, the Congress, Supreme Court, anything that has to do with fucking politics, there should be term limits. That way people are not just in it for the money, trying to suck Americans' teeth dry as long as they fucking possibly can, being in politics until their fucking 80s. No, we need to have term limits, and we need to get money out of politics, and we need to push for libertarianism, or more liberty, not more control over necessarily the culture war, but more freedom, in my opinion. So if you want to do conservatism, if you want traditionalism, if you want your kids to go to a certain school, you have school choice, and then you can raise your kids how you want to. And if you want the opposite of that, you have school choice, and you can raise your kids how you want to, as long as all legal, you're not abusing anybody, you know what I mean? But anyway, let's continue.
They've had a rigged game for a long time to open it up to an ethical, logical, reasonable playing field at this point in the game, where it's like really locked down. And
well, you mean like, so from the
extract.
So you're saying like for those special interests who have this game rigged, right? So like, I think what it's almost got to be is some combination of like where there's enough of the people who are so angry and are just demanding their freedom, and that this rigged game be rolled back, and then it's almost kind of like they're like, look, you got away with this for a long time, but you're going to meet something, like you're going to meet a very bad fate if you continue on this path.
Threats.
Well, I don't want there to be violence. You'd much rather be like, hey, look, take this deal. Cut your losses now. Like, you did this. You got away with it for a long time. Go away. Stop doing it. Because look how angry you're going to make these people if you continue ripping them off. But you always want a peaceful solution to all of this stuff. But there's got to be, you know, like, look, I'll say the thing that to me is like the silver lining, the note of optimism, is that there really is something important about people waking up. There's a reason why they work so hard to propagandize people. There's a reason why they flipped out on you so much for having just like Dr. Malone and people like that on your show. They're really concerned about that. They're really concerned that you might talk to people and that they might hear from this expert and they might believe him.
Stopping it there, guys. I totally agree with that. I do think a lot of people are waking up. A lot of people are becoming more aware. And I feel like the reason why the propaganda and the narrative has like turned up like 10 million fold is because they see it and they're scared and they're running. My mom always said, when a bee is about to die, that's when they become the most dangerous, because, or an animal, or any human being, any living thing that knows they're about to die, that's when they become more violent. That's when they become more dangerous, because they're trying their best to hold on to the bit of power or the bit of life that they do have. And I think it's on this last leg, but we'll see how it swings. Like I said, it might, you know, for some reason society never stays moderate. We never go to the middle. It swings to the extreme the other way around. But I do think things might get worse before it gets better. But you let me know what you think in the comment section below. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the bell to get notifications when I do upload. All of that really does help with the algorithm, guys. And if you'd like to support the channel any further, you can donate. My PayPal link is in the description box below and also in the comment section. Of course, it helps, but you don't have to. You can just like, comment, and subscribe. Another great way to support this channel is either join my brand new membership program, different levels, different tiers, different perks, or you can visit my brand new merch shop. Links down below, and links to all of the alternative platforms I'm on, my socials, including my Rumble, my Discord, my Odyssey, Odyssey, and all the other links to all the other channels I have on YouTube, all in the links down below, including my Twitter. And I implore you to please go like follow me on those platforms, because if I disappear off of YouTube, then you have other ways to communicate with me. And if you like, you can super thanks. I also have a second travel vlog channel. I travel as a lifestyle. I live abroad. If you'd like to know where I am in the world, you can go to the description box below, and also in the comment section, hit the link, go subscribe to my travel vlog channel, and or follow me on my travel Instagram. My stories is usually what's most up to date. And you guys have an amazing day. Bye.